Hey Tim.
Hey, what's good, man?
Hey man, I was hitting you, man. I was calling you when I was on the show. I wanted to ask you a question about what's going on with the Vergil Ortiz um and um and from what you're hearing, Vergil Ortiz and Boots so-called
Man, I'm
negotiations.
yeah, I'm not hearing anything to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything. I just know that it's a money thing. I'm sure Rick Meridian and Vergil Ortiz, them they people, they probably want more money. That's not on the table. Um, and if it's not on the table, then Boots got to be willing to give it up. And if he ain't willing to give it up, the fight probably not gonna get made, man. But they want that bag, man. That's
So
what I'm thinking.
yeah, so my question, Tim, is this. Okay, these guys have a history. They don't fought several black fighters in the past. Not trying to make it a black thing, but I'm just making it a black thing. And I'm trying to figure out what makes Boots so different from Erickson Lubin or Frederick Lawson or all of these other guys. Why specifically it's him that all of these were questing. We need this, and they want. I heard they want all the tea in China. They want all the gold in Fort Knox. That's what I'm hearing. So why is it that?
Because of I would say because of the eye test, because they know what they up against. Um, I think, Boots haven't had the opportunity to really show what he's made of. I know he won the title. He beat the crap out of Stanionis, which is great, but, there were some opportunities that he did have in the past that he turned down.
Yeah.
There was, the Norman Jr. fight that was on the table that kind of fell through that he was pushing for. But these guys, they see that he's the truth, man, and they're not willing to risk their horse. Going in there that he ain't fought for a world championship yet. Vergil Ortiz, he's the hot ticket at Golden Boy. So it's just I think it's more so a business thing, man, than anything. Do I think that Vergil Ortiz is scared of Boots? No, I think his people are. I don't think it's Vergil because I think Vergil will get in there and fight anybody. But he got his management team that's handling that side of things, and they're feeling that like, hey, man, it's a big risk. He hasn't even fought for a world championship yet. Boots Ennis is a real fighter. He's a difficult fighter to deal with, man, because you got to deal with all those elements that he brings into the ring: speed, power, accuracy, footwork. I mean, the dude can do just about anything inside that damn ring. And so, again, just that challenge alone is what scares people away from Boots.
But see, this is the thing, though, Tim. So I hear what you're saying as it relate to I guess his manager and stuff like that. But you say Boots,
I think,
you don't think Boots is afraid he'll get in the ring. But does Rick what's his name, Meridian? Does he work for
yeah.
Virgil, or does Virgil work for him?
Well, look, Virgil. So it's like this. We have a manager, right? You talk to your manager, you tell him what you want. Your manager go out and get it. All right, and that's how it goes. So your manager works for you on the inside, but you actually hired a manager, so you're in charge. However, you hired this guy to have your back and for the interest of your career. And if things ain't adding up, if he feels that like, hey, this fight is worth more money than what they're presenting, man. I mean, the manager I think is doing their job. But I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, man. I feel like Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. I feel like his entire team understand that hey, they can't beat Boots. It's a big risk. I could be wrong, but I just feel
No,
because
you're right. No, you're right.
yeah, I'm just saying I feel like I could be wrong, but I mean I just wait the way I'm from the outside looking in
They
is
scared.
that if you was for sure,
They scared,
this fight would have been made already, bro.
bro.
But you
Tim,
know,
you know why I say that? I agree with you on that. If they were for sure, guess what? They made the Erickson Lubin fight in 5 minutes. They made when they fought Frederick Lawson and all those other fights he had prior. They made those fights in 5 minutes. They didn't have
yeah,
no hesitation, anything. So my thing is this here. I feel I get what you're saying. Rick Meridian, he's the manager. He feel like the fight is worth more. Okay,
he's
so
doing his job though. He's
okay,
doing his job.
okay, he doing his job. All right, fine. I ain't got a
Yeah.
problem with that. Where the money coming from, Tim?
Shoot, I don't know. You tell me. Is it coming from? I don't know, man. Is it coming from Saudi or is it where? Who's it coming from?
I mean, I don't think Saudi's involved with this. If Saudi
Yeah,
was involved, well, I don't think we'll be having this discussion.
there you go. That's my point. My point is that as big as the Saudi influence is, and how what Turkey and them has been able to do for the sport, this is a situation where it hinders the sport because now everybody's waiting to get on that card. They want to get on the Saudi card because they know that they're gonna get that money. So I don't know if Turkey Al Sheikh is interested, in this fight, and if he was interested in this fight would be made, I think, within hours. But the fact that Golden Boy has to put up the money, and whoever Boots is with, who is Eddie Hearn, they got to put the money. I don't know. I think that I think that could be the issue. But you know what? I'll say this: if they were to offer the money, do you think Vergil would take the fight?
No.
His people.
No.
Even if they were to offer the money, do you think they would take the fight?
No.
Right now.
I don't believe so. I think they're looking for a way out. I think that Vergil Ortiz's team do not feel comfortable about fighting Boots. I don't think Vergil Ortiz feel comfortable about fighting Boots. I saw his body language when Boots was in the ring with him. He was talking about what was said in the past on Twitter, and I'm like, man, like I don't like. Again, I've been watching boxing a long time. I've seen guys like you fight, Andre Ward, other people. Hagler's one of my favorites of all time. And these dudes ain't moving like that. These dudes is, I don't see it, Tim. I think this boy's scared. That's just my opinion. I don't care what nobody say. I think he's high behind his manager. And, my manager's doing his job. I'll fight anybody. Bullshit. We saw Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence finally fight each other after Bud reached out to him, went talking directly to him, and Errol took the bull by the horns and helped make that fight happen against Al Haymon's wishes. I seen that. So for me, Vergil Ortiz, he ain't that guy, dog. He moving too scared, fam. That's just me.
Well, look, man. If you look at his career and what he's done in his career, I would say with his health and all of that stuff, that's kind of set him back. He's had some good fights. I'm not making an excuse for him. He has had some good fights, Everson Lubin's fight and so on and so forth. But this is a dude that's in the weight class that hasn't even fought for a world championship, bro. Like, this dude needs a strap, bro. He needs a world championship. I think Boots needs a world championship as well at 154 pounds. Yet alone, at the end of this month, you got a guy named Xander Zayas that's fighting
Abbas
for
the WBA title.
Yeah, exactly. So he's going to unify the title in the division, one of the youngest ones in the division. And it's like, dude, and these dudes right here haven't fought for a world championship yet. So, look, they can fight. What they fighting for? They fighting for what? What they fighting for? It's money and what else? I'm the best to say I'm the best in the division. They ain't got no straps. I think this is the thing. I think that this fight can definitely, this is just my business sense. I'm putting my business cap on. All right. This fight can be made within the next year or two. Both these guys need to do a little bit more work in the division, pick up a strap, beat one of these guys, Bakaram or whoever. Boots can fight those guys or whatever, get a strap. Vergil can fight Xander or something and get a strap, and then boom, then they go ahead and they do it for undisputed or for 3 belts or unification, whatever. But I think it'll bring more glitz and glam, more money to the table as well. And, both these guys, I think, could remain undefeated before the end, but they're going to knock each other off. I got Boots all day. I've already told you guys. I got Boots all day if they were to fight. However, you never know, man. This is boxing.
Man, Tim, the fighters make the belt don't make the fighters. This is the era where these dudes talking about belts don't matter. If Vergil Ortiz cared so much about a belt, he would have had one by now. He's been boxing for 25 years. He ain't never fought for a title. So this fight is bigger than the belt. It's bigger than the WBC, the WBO, WBA. This fight is bigger than that. So I feel that if they go back and try to say, well, yeah, man, we going to try to get the belt first and then come back together, they ain't never coming back together because one side clearly don't want this fight. That's just how I see it.
I disagree when it comes to the whole belt thing, man. And I know this generation of fighters, they saying, something about the belt and all the sanction fees and all of that stuff. But, man, I remember, man, growing up as a kid, man, and looking at the WBC and looking at all these belts that all these guys was holding, man. and you know what I mean, putting in that sacrifice and that dedication to be able to hold one of those titles. And I think when they get to a certain point in their careers, they forget about that, man, and what the belt really meant, man. When you used to see these fighters, these top fighters in the game, wearing these belts, man, and solidifying themselves as the best in the world. So, once they get to that money and they start making all that money, then things change. And I'm not putting any shade on anybody. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, man. Then it don't mean as much, right? When you start winning, 5, 6. Yeah, and can the fighter outgrow the belt? Absolutely, they can outgrow the belt. But I don't think these guys have outgrown the belt yet, big dog. Not like a Terrence Crawford, not like those guys, those top guys in the sport, or even the Canelo Alvarez. That's kind of like, hey, I'm a star without the belt, even without the belt. I'm a star. These guys, I feel like they need them. You know what I'm saying? Because they haven't hit that stardom just yet, bro. Boots is just at the tip and at the cusp, man. If he can get in there, I get it. If he can beat Vergil Ortiz, his stock gonna go up. But if he can get a couple of straps, bro, and make it look real glamorous, bro, and when it's meaningful, both these guys, then now, they're gonna hit super stardom, bro, because this is the fight I believe in, the division that everybody wants to see. This is the fight right here, man. You think these are the two best guys in the division?
Yeah, so I know. Listen, I
Do you
believe
think?
that
Do
Vergil Ortiz and Boots is the two best guys in the division. So that even
prove it.
confirms more what I'm saying. We believe they're the
Prove it.
best guys.
Prove it.
I don't think them not fighting for a title right now it would diminish that. That's all I'm saying.
Prove it. No, I get it. But anybody can fight anybody, but I'm just saying, prove that you're the best. The dude, there's belts in the division and belts in boxing for a reason. When you hold down a strap, bro, that means you one of the best fighters in the world. When you hold down 2 straps, 3 straps, bro, now you're really solidified and you letting everybody know, like, I'm the man in this damn division. Period. I'm the man.
I agree
Y'all
with you.
gotta all come see me. So that's what I think that's what these guys need to formulate. And this is just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? And what I see. However, yeah, do I want to see the fight? Absolutely, I want to see the fight. Hell yeah, because I'm just sick of everybody, saying what they want to say about Boots. If I had some things to say about Boots, but damn, I'm looking at him and I'm saying, damn, this dude is a freaking monster. And I can't wait till he prove it against somebody that the whole world thinks that is a monster too. You know what I mean? And that's Vergil Ortiz. So with that being said, yeah, do I want to see the fight? Absolutely. But if I put my business cap on, bro, it's like, there's the work that needs to be done, man. And I think if these guys are to do the work, it'll make it even more glamorous and give them more money, the money that they're looking for. But anyway, and maybe even Turkey might get involved in.
But see,
So
this is the thing. According to Oscar De La Hoya, Vergil Ortiz is already considered a superstar.
he
So
ain't no superstar.
that's what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Tim. I'm with you on that. But according to Oscar, Virgil is a superstar. He's the best fighter at 154. So I'm holding these guys to their words. You say he's a superstar. You say he this, he that. Okay, I agree with you. He's a superstar. What's the problem? Why we can't make this fight now? So now you're saying it'd be bigger if they go get a belt. My pushback is this. I agree with you on that. But my pushback is this. You're talking about the fight would be bigger if both guys go get a belt. One of the fighters never gave a damn about getting no belt. He's been a pro for 10 years. Vergil Ortiz. He ain't never had no major sanctioned body belt. He had the secondary belt, the TikTok belts and stuff like that, but he's never fought for a major title.
Well, that's what he needs to go get. That's what he needs to go get. I mean, I think he had an opportunity to fight for it, but again,
Yeah, he had a chance to fight Crawford when he was the WBO.
I think it was a Stanionis belt. I think it was the belt that Stanionis had, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But again, he got sick. It was health issues. So his opportunity to get a strap at 147 fell by the wayside. But I mean, at 154. He's fought, I think, the better competition than Boots. At 154 pounds, he's fought some guys out there that we consider to be, top notch. But I still think that they're looking at this. If we get him knocked off right now against Boots Ennis, this dude hasn't fought for a world championship yet. It's going to hinder our business. It's going to affect his career. I agree with you to a certain point, to where I'll say this. Let me give you this. All right. I think in today's boxing, and it's just to piggyback on a little bit of what you're saying, right? So I'm saying the belt. I want to keep the belts alive. Period. That's just it. The WBC, all these belts, IBF, all that, like they mean something, bro. They really do. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you this: in today's world, belts can come a dime a dozen, but at the same time, it's how you lose in the game now. You know what I mean? Like you can come back. Like before, it was more so like if you lose, damn, it's detrimental for your career. You can't make any money. But nowadays, fighters can lose and still come back and fight a different fight and make a lot of money, bro. So look, if this fight was to happen, and depending on how that person loses, you know what I mean, they stock could rise, bro. If you put up a hell of a fight, if both these guys go in there and they go at it, and Vergil loses, slightly loses, or Boots slightly loses, bro, nobody loses, bro. The boxing world will gain. There will be a superstar being born, and and the loser will go on and he can continue his career and move forward. He's just not better than that guy that day. You know what I'm saying? But his stock will rise because he fought his ass off. You know what I'm saying? And which I know Ortiz will fight his ass off, and I know Boots will fight his ass off. And I'll leave you with that, Coach. I got to ride out, man. Peace and love, bro. Thanks for the call, bro.
All right, shout out to Tim, man.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.